It's okay.
Yeah. Eat 'em up, yum yum.
It's okay.
Eat 'em up, yum yum.
Yo, what up, fam? It's your boy JC, the hip hop junkie. Vinyl Beats and Eats. Another episode. Got our guest today. Can't get into much about him, you know. See the food on the table. Food on the table, it's in-house. It's in-house. So we'll let you know. Guest's gonna let you know how it is too and all. So before we get into that, let's take a quick break with a word from my sponsors. Yo, this is that part of the show where we like to give out flowers to our sponsors, you know, for believing in us, you know, being down with us. Shout out to Big Cash over that Side Hustle. Shout out to Tommy Kennedy over at Flatline Design. Shout out to Manny at Moonshine Records. And shout out to Broadway at the label. Yo, quality work right here, man. These cats, telling y'all, I stand by them 100. Y'all want to get with them and know what they do, you know, check the description box. Got all the information right there. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Setting it up for y'all. One love. Back. Yup. Back.
What's up, y'all?
Today we got DJ Earl E. Yo, been trying to get Earl E from there. Earl E's a businessman. But
I'm a family man, really. You know, that's what it's all about for me. That's my main goal and focus in my life right now. Hip hop is my art,
right.
But yeah, man. You know, I live over in the South Bay. You're out here in Pomona. You know,
It's a little way.
Pomona,
Yeah.
cocaine, and sugar free, and
There we go. And you're you know, Marineland. Portugal.
well, yeah. I mean, it's right. I live about a mile from the water, so we get that ocean breeze.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, man, just wanted you to get to know Earl E. Like I said, seen him at a couple of events, with Gemworks.
Absolutely. Shout
Also,
out Tech Clicks.
also I saw my up at Overspray. I believe it was Overspray. Was it? I think it was.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't get out this way very much, for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
But yeah, seen him out there, and I'm just like, man, you get at him, but
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
But yo, appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Taking that drive. But
Oh man, you know, hey, this is worth it right here.
So
I already took a
we
bite.
We do this thing where, you know, our guests try the food and everything like that. So my man, go ahead and, you know, enjoy your meal. And this is the whole thing we do. We eat, talk with food in our mouth and all that, you know.
You know, this is chilaquiles, right?
Yeah.
I think this may be possibly the first time I've ever had these. Ever had this.
Okay.
Also,
Earl's vegetarian. Don't mess with meat and everything. So that's why I was like, okay.
yeah, it's all some beans and rice or whatever, you know, some corn, whatever. So he came with this.
Yeah.
I was like, so who's the chef? I mean, you made this right here?
The lady.
Okay, word.
The lady.
Okay.
All right.
Well, shout out to her, because this is bomb right here. This hits the spot.
Here we go. Look at it. You know, kind of talking with you, you know, and then doing this for a minute. You know, we both. You're a real good friend, but I know one of your real good friends, mutual friend, pros.
Yeah.
And you know, just certain things, you know, like how you guys started out doing music, you know.
Yeah,
together.
MC Pros, we go way back, 32 years, you know. We've, over the years, done many things. We started our first hip-hop crew, basically, with him and his brothers, who are all within a year apart.
Right.
So he has three brothers.
Well, you always the DJ? You DJ for them?
Yeah, I mean, really, I would say, yeah, since 91, 92.
Okay.
When I first got my turntables, ever since I've had my turntables, my first set of turntables, I have been working with pros or being his DJ.
Right,
And when he introduces people to me for the first time, he's like, "Yo, this is my DJ."
Right.
And yeah, I introduce it. This is my MC pros, you know. So
Right. Dope.
he's just pros to me, like people call him MC pros now, you know, whatever.
Right.
But just pros, you know.
Good guy, good dude, man. One of like what I was telling you, man. One of the dopest fucking MCs that's freestyled. Oh man, yo, fam. He's got some stuff up on YouTube and stuff like that. Ever check out AC, the program director show? He was always up in.
Oh yeah.
One of the very few cats that I know, very few, I'm gonna count on one hand actually to tell you the truth, that an MC can rhyme in a rhyme form, but it's like he's just talking to you. Like me and him just hanging out right now talking. He's rhyming though. Yeah, unbelievable.
He's got an uncanny way to think ahead and to know what he's gonna say 3 lines ahead at least, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like Super Nat. When you see Super Nat rhyme,
right, you
could tell like he's setting up the punchline 4 to 5 lines ahead of time.
Right. And
so it's
a gift. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a gift. You know, you're telling me you're from Iowa and you came down over here.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were living in Iowa, you involved with hip hop there then too? Or
yeah, I mean, okay, so Iowa City is where I was born and raised.
Right.
It's a town of about 100,000 people.
Hawkeye.
University of Iowa, Hawkeyes. Right. You know, so you know, I've been a big sports fan of the Hawkeyes. I still watch them now. All that, absolutely. Kayla Clark and you know, I watch wrestling.
Right.
I watch.
I was known for wrestling. Yeah.
Wrestling. Yes. I grew up going to wrestling meets in the old field house and going to women's basketball games when Vivian Stringer was the coach. You know, like. You know, they had a Final Four team back when I was in college, you know, so.
The head coach of football was Friends, right?
Yeah, he's still the coach there.
The coach there, yeah.
So in 23 years, something like that now. So maybe more than that. I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, that's my connection back to home. So it's been a great couple years, especially for the women's basketball, because I've been watching all the games,
right,
and I watched Caitlin Clark and all the teams before that.
She's fucking phenomenal.
When I saw her playing as a freshman, I was like, this girl is different. This girl, she has something that
she's like Steph Curry, and then some.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
she
was taking
fucking half court and shit.
So I watched her break all the records and all this stuff. And check this out. As a side thing that I do. I am an MC as well.
Right. Okay.
I wouldn't really call myself an MC, but I like to write rhymes.
Right. Okay.
So, during the pandemic, 2020, I got with my kids and me and pros. I went in the studio and made an album.
Oh, you knocked some shit
for
out.
Kids. It's a hip hop album for kids. And I called myself Number One Son, SUN.
Right.
Number One Son. If you want to go look it up, it's
all
there.
Yeah.
It's hip hop for kids. And I released just this past April 1st, I released another song under the name Number One Son called Breaking Records, like Caitlin Clark. So you can go find that.
Yeah. Yo, I mean, so leave Iowa, come to LA. You came to LA, South Bay?
Yeah, well, not originally. I mean, the thing is, okay, so I met pros in college.
Okay.
And I was doing radio at the college radio station there.
At Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the KRUI.
Hip hop or what?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't start out just doing hip hop, but check this out. One of the first shows that I did was just on my own. I was playing, Jesus and Mary Chain and the Smiths and
okay,
and 9 Inch Nails and
like new wave alternative.
And I would mix in hip hop and Digital Underground or something like that. Just Tribe Called Quest, De La, all that.
It went in kind of.
It was alternative radio.
Right.
But it was the only thing like that in in the whole area in the state.
College
You know,
radio is fucking dope.
and this was the time when we really programmed it ourselves. It wasn't, you know, if you listen to KCRW here in LA,
Right.
it's like they have a playlist that they have to go down.
Right.
And they kind of, you know, I think some of the DJs get some leeway, but for more or less,
it's programmed.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, we got what we could do whatever we want, and
Well,
so
that's how it was before. College radio was like that before.
yes,
Until it got into the politics, that part. Because I remember back in the day, yeah. I mean, I went to a few college radios, Whittier College, UC Santa Barbara, Loyola Marymount, and Claremont.
Man,
yes, and it was different, but you're right though.
We would be, you know, I would set up my own turntables because the turntables they had there were these rickety. They were techniques, but they were not really. They were what I learned to mix on. Right. But they were not 1200.
Right, exactly.
So I bring my 1200 up the fire escape every week to mix on the radio station, and but I was gonna say for the first radio show, I teamed up with this guy, my guy Anthony Molden. He was a roommate of mine, who introduced me kind of to pros, and that's how we ended up moving in together. Right. But I lived with Anthony at the time, and we would throw these big parties, and we started this radio show called the Freaky Stylish Show. He picked the name out, and it was based on the Red Hot Chili Peppers Freaky Styly album. Okay. So like, you know, it had a vibe of everything funky. Right. You know, and my name on the show was called Nate. That's my given name, Nate. Right. Nate the Hip Hop Junkie. That's what I called myself originally. Right. And then I was you had it before me. and I had this nickname in high school was Earl. That was my nickname in high school because I had this shirt from a gas station. Right. And I bought it at the Goodwill or whatever. Oh, and the patch said Earl? Yeah, patch said Earl. So me and my friend thought he had one said Virgil, and mine said Earl, you know. So ever since then, I would wear it, and my teachers would started calling me Earl by the time I was a senior, you know. And so I took that into college. I was like, okay, now I'm going to be a DJ. I got my first set of turntables. I learned how to mix at the radio station. Shout out to my friend Kelly Balf, who taught me how to mix beats. And so for me, it was always about the blend because I was presenting it to a radio crowd, and I wanted it to blend, like but I wasn't cutting it up and scratching and doing all that stuff. You're mixing mainly, yeah. Yeah. So so we started the radio show. We would be up there. And then, we started our own hip hop group, and we would perform shows, and you know, there was a lot of stuff that happened. I could go into to a huge. I mean, just the history of there was no hip hop in Iowa besides us and the people we knew. Right. And so we kind of had to start our own thing. So you had to really go out. It was imported to me from pros who was from LA, and my man Schwahead, who was from New York. Okay. And so after my freshman year of college, I went to New York with a guy who I met him, lived next to me in the dorms. Right. His name was Schwahead. Mm-hmm. He was an MC, and I went back and I spent the summer in New York, being this little kid from Iowa. And I worked at the Bike Messenger, and I was like going through the whole city, and the first weekend I was in New York, we went to a free concert with Pato Banton and Shinehead. Oh, and it was just like in Central Park, like just free concert. You just go out there, dude. Man, and so like that was my introduction to the city, you know, and like the people who I was hanging out with, and, you know, and we're trying to find some bud, you know, and we're trying to, you know, and I mean, this was 1990, the summer of 1990. Shit. So, I mean, that was the summer of Malcolm X came out with Spike Lee. Nelson Mandela had a ticker tape parade in New York City that summer. Okay, had a big speech in Yankee Stadium. And so it was huge that whole summer. Yeah, it was big that summer. Mm-hmm. So, fast forwarding to you coming here, Well,
when you're DJing and you know you start building and everything, you know, you tell me, okay, you started working, you did things with Medusa, and then like,
well, I first started playing in a band, actually. I mean, me and Pros always were working together, and he was recording stuff. We recorded some stuff in a studio. Um, then I joined this band. It was like a reggae rock, hip hop fusion kind of thing.
okay,
And I was the DJ. I did scratches and cuts behind. There was guitar, a male and female singer who were brother and sister.
oh, that must have sounded dope.
It was really good. It was called Soul
Oh,
Scribes. You know,
that
we
must sound
made
dope.
one album. We actually went in the studio for a long time, put a lot of money into this album, and recorded
That's when
an
you spent
album.
money in studios back then.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was really good. Who produced, you know, who the engineer, and it was a great experience. You know, it was my first time really like getting in depth. We spent hours in there and just listening to the recording process.
So you didn't really jump into DJing like fully into like, cause yo.
Well, I mean, when I first got here, it was Project Load, you know?
Yeah, I seen you fucking DJ, man. I'm thinking like you've been doing this since fucking.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying you haven't been doing it for long, but I thought, you know, from the get, like, and then
no, I mean, I was always,
man, yeah.
I mean, it's been a long journey of different things.
But you've been always involved in music, and then you were always somewhat musically inclined, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was always making mixtapes for my peoples, you know,
Right,
stuff like that, you know. And then we started our own radio show. That was like kind of after I joined another band, and me and Pros actually joined the band with me, and we actually put out an EP with this group called Rage Area. It was just a different. That's where you started plugging into the scene in LA. We played at the Whiskey, and we played at the Viper Room, you know, and yeah, it was really dope. We went to some festivals in Santa Barbara and did a lot of different cool things, you know, like we were playing some big shows. We got Junior Marvin to play a guitar on a couple of the songs on the EP. Junior Marvin was a guitar player for Bob Marley and the Wailers. Like for real, like this was like the thing, right? And so we thought we were really gonna go somewhere with it, and then the leader of the band, the group, kind of just took it his own direction, and kind of kicked everybody out. So it's like, this is the way Hollywood is. Fuck this.
Yeah, right? And then that's when you started your own.
Yeah, it was like, nah, we're gonna start our own radio station, and we called it Unseen Legion Radio. We ran that for 10 years. Me and Pros with my man Yetta Rockski. He goes by the name of Yeski, RTN Crew.
Right.
He's a beat producer as well. Yetta Rock Beats. We're doing a show with him and my guy Mega Large. They have a group called South Central Boom Bap Builders.
Okay.
And so they make beats together. So I'm doing a show this week with them and Jules the God and Montage, Born Allah, some other MCs that are gonna be there. So yeah,
dope. That's what you can do.
So yeah, man, you know, just like I first came here and was like, I gotta go to Project Load, because that was the name that I knew from when I was at the college radio. I was getting Freestyle Fellowship records. You know, I was getting the Far Side stuff. You know, I was the dude who was putting out that music in the Midwest.
So when you got here, it was already Project Load. It wasn't Good Life.
Yeah, because I got here maybe 1999.
Yeah. So by then it was Project Load.
Yeah,
when it was Good Life. Yeah.
And it was even kind of where Project Load was kind of in a period where it was big. I mean, AC Alone would be there every week.
But like everybody was already going off and doing their own stuff at that time. I remember that. Yeah, it
was like, you know, Bus Driver was really big at that time, and
John. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but I just wanted you to come out, bullshit, hang out, and I'm glad. Man,
I got so many stories.
No, but this was dope right here, though.
You know,
no, this is dope, bro, because my audience gets to see this side of you instead of the DJ side of you, because they're gonna see the DJ side of you on the tables.
Word.
But you know, and it's not just typical thing about the DJ, and that's the main. That's like, you know, I think that's dope because they get to see a different side.
Word.
You know, and yeah, no, I'm glad this is you know, I'm glad he came down and I'm glad he can hang out, eat some
Appreciate
food,
it, man.
and
Appreciate it.
shit, man, shoot the shit.
Well, let's do it again.
You definitely will. Yo, fam, DJ Earl E, man, this is dope, fam. This is dope. Like I said, you know, DJ, everybody knows him. I didn't know none of this shit about Earl. I didn't. So again, I don't like to write shit out. I don't because I want to get to know. But fam, you already know. Go get something to drink. Go get something to eat. Go to the bathroom. Roll one up. I'm about to come back with the DJ Earl E. Yo, telling you, you're gonna see him on the tables. And said he had to come out again. Get the butterflies off, you know, from vinyl.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I haven't pulled out the vinyl for a while.
So we get blessed again.
I got a little story. Like, basically, you know, the way I like to DJ is to tell a story with my set. You know, and when I have a chance and put something together, I put it together where with some thought and some intention. So
there you go, fam. You already know that link right there. Hang with us, jump with us to Instagram. We're about to be entertained by DJ Earl E. It's your boy JC, the hip hop junkie. Vinyl Beats and Eats. One love.
peace.
So get